Review sheet O. We're finding the general solution. So as in the last review sheet, I want the letters that are the same on the same side. So my dy is going to stay there, and on this side I'll have cos x dx. So now I can integrate both sides. If we can't see anything here, remember there's a 1. So on this side, integrating 1 gives me y. On this side, if I integrate cos x, I'll get sin x, and don't forget the plus c. This is part B. So again, same letters onto the same side. So dy here, I have x cubed and move the dx up. And so this y is going to come down onto the other side. I have 1 over y. Once they're separated, integrate both sides. Give me ln y. And on this side, I need to add 1 to my power, divide by the new power, and remember the plus c. So I want to have just y equals, so I need to get rid of this ln from this side, so it will be e to the power of, a little bit smaller, plus c. Remember from the previous sheet what I can do here, separate that, so e to the power of x to the 4 over 4 times by e to the power of c. And because this is a constant, I'll just put that constant in front. And that's my general solution. Part C, this is very similar to the last question. So the y is coming over this side, 1 over y dy. On this side I've got the x squared. I'm taking this across as well, dx. After splitting them, integrate both sides. 1 over y integrates to young y, and here add 1 to the power, divide by the new power, and plus c. From this point on, the same as the last question then, y is e to the power x power of 3 over 3 plus c, and splitting the c off, putting the constant in front. All the steps are shown on the previous question. That's my general solution. Part D. So this y is going over onto this side, this dx, this side. I'll have y dy equals x dx. The y is on the bottom here, so when I've moved it to the other side of the equals, I've multiplied by it. So now integrating both sides, it's going to look the same. I'm adding 1 to the power here, dividing by the new power, adding 1 to the power, dividing by the new power. I'm going to put my plus c on this side. The only thing I'm going to do with this is to get rid of this 2 here on the bottom by multiplying the other side by 2. So I'll have 2 times x squared over 2 plus 2c. These 2's cancel then, so I'm left with y squared equals x squared. And because c is a constant, 2c is a constant also, so I can just leave it as plus c. It probably would be better to use a different constant, so I'm going to change that to a k. This is part E. This is a little different in that I'm going to have 1 over y dy on this side, but also 1 over x dx on this side. Integrating both sides, so 1 over y still on y, and on this side ln x, and on this side I'm remembering to put my constant. So to get y on its own, same as before, I had to do e to the power of this side, so I've got to the power of ln x plus c. I'm going to separate off this plus c to have y is e to ln x times by e to the power of c. So now then, here we've just got x, and because e to the power of c is a constant, I'm going to change it to be a and put it in front. Part F. First thing I'm going to do here is rewrite the root x as x to the power of a half, so using our indices laws. Now I'm going to follow the same pattern as I've done with the other questions, bring this y onto this side so all the same letters are on the same side, x to the power of a half dx. So integrating both sides, this side 1 over y will give me ln y. On this side I need to add 1 to the power, so if I add 1 to a half I get 1 and a half, which I'm going to use as a fraction. Remember my plus c. So we've just got y on its own here, e to the power of x 3 over 2. What did I forget to do? Big mistake just here. I forgot to divide by my new power once I had added on. So I'm going to go back to this part just here. So I should have here divided by 3 over 2. And if I'm going to tidy that up a little bit, rather than having 3 layers of fractions here, I'll have 2 over 3 x to the power of 3 over 2 plus c. So now, go back to the stage I was trying to do before. I'll have e to the power of 2 over 3 x to the power of 3 over 2 plus c, separating off the plus c again. B times e to the c, and then writing that constant in the front, y equals a e to x power of 3 over 2 all over 3.